Hi guys, so I wanted to do a little video tutorial today to kind of help you guys out with um, adding fractions with unlike denominators. And hopefully this can help you when you're at home doing homework or when parents you're trying to help your kids do homework. Hopefully this will just kind of help you guys work together, especially when they're trying to explain it or they can't remember. So we have the fraction 1/2, and we're going to add 7/12 to that. So we've talked about how we have to have the same denominators. We have to have the same number on the bottom of our fraction in order to move forward in adding these. So I told the kids I like to go ahead and set up my new equation so I can fill in the blanks as I go. First, we're going to start with the denominator on this side. We're going to start with the 2. We're going to multiply the 2 times 12. We're going to multiply the 2 denominators to get this denominator here, okay? So 2 times 12 is 24. That gives me the new denominator there. And then I'm going to multiply this denominator times the numerator on the opposite side. So 2 times 7 becomes 14, which is my new numerator in the problem below. I'm going to do the same thing, but with the denominator on this fraction. So I'm going to start by multiplying 12 times 2, and that gives me my new denominator. 12 times 2 is 24. And then 12 times the numerator over here, which is 1. 12 times 1 is 12. So this is why it's very important that our kids know their multiplication facts, because they are using them all the time. And the quicker they know them, the quicker they can get through these other problems and focus on just the process of solving the problem rather than what the multiplication answers are. So now I have the same denominators on both fractions. So that allows me to go ahead and then add. My denominator will stay the same. Okay, we don't add 24 plus 24 equals 48. We don't do that. The denominators are the same across the board once I have the same denominator in my two fractions that I'm adding. Then I'm going to add my numerators. Now I add these straight across, and my new numerator will be the answer to 14 plus 12. So 14 plus 12 gives me 26. And I could stop here. This would be okay. But we are learning in 5th grade that it's important that we simplify our fractions. So that means we're going to get this fraction in its lowest form. So right now we know that we can't have a bigger number over a smaller number in a fraction. So we need to change that. Okay, so this is actually the same thing. This is a fraction is the same as, well, let me stop here. We ask ourselves, how many times will 24 go into 26? This line means divide. So how many times will 24 go into 26 evenly without going over? Well, it will go 1 whole time. So we have 1 whole. 24 goes into 26 one time, which is 24. So 26 minus 24 gives me 2, which becomes my numerator. And 24 still stays the same as my denominator. Okay, now we have simplified this fraction to this. We've rewritten it. It has now gone from an improper fraction to a mixed number. However, we can still simplify this mixed number even more. So to do so, I have to be able to do the same thing. Whatever I do at the bottom, I have to be able to do the same thing to the top. So I asked the kids, what can we divide both of these by to get them to get a lower number? Some said 12. Yes, I can divide 24 by 12, but I can't divide 2 by 12. So the only thing that will work is 2 in this case. So 24 divided by 2 is, oh, I'm sorry, we're still going to leave the 1. 1 whole stays the same. And then 24 divided by 2 is 12, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. So the answer becomes 1 1/12 to that entire problem. Okay, and we have reduced and simplified this fraction to its simplest form.